Okay, so I don't think it'll be an easy fight for Jack, but I believe in Jack. I think he's got that X factor. He's got that hunger there. You know, he's got the ticker. And, you know, just like with Bilal, just like with Burns before, I think he can do the impossible.
I have our work cut out for us, you know, and other coaches. This is not an easy task. This is a very dangerous individual, and we better come at it correctly. Otherwise, we're going to come out looking, what next? There is no next. You got to climb back the ladder again.
А так просто. Почему Хабиб так говорит? Потому что это для нас какой-то новый шаг, новый вес. Перепрыгивать. Ну, мы так не делали раньше, чтобы с нижнего веса наверх перепрыгивать. Потому что по-любому уже другая подготовка, спарринг, партнеры другие. Много чего приходится менять сейчас. И это все так по ходу без...
Top fighters are weighing in on the upcoming clash between Islam Makhachev and Della Maddalena, giving their predictions on how this fight could unfold. Robert Whittaker joined those praising JDM, focusing on how quickly the Australian has improved and how deadly his finishing ability has become. He noted that Jack's strength lies not only in his wide range of tools, but in how he uses them at the right moment. Whittaker said JDM's killer instinct shows, especially when opponents lose composure, either rushing recklessly or freezing under pressure.
Okay, so I don't think it'll be an easy fight for Jack, but I believe in Jack. I think he's got that X factor. He's got that hunger there. You know, he's got the ticker. And, you know, just like with Bilal, just like with Burns before, I think he can do the impossible.
Alexander Volkanovski, who has fought Islam twice, gave his own perspective by stressing the mental game. He explained that JDM, after beating the former champion, now fights with a confidence that can change how he performs under pressure. Volk believes this confidence can make JDM fight like a different person entirely. However, he also pointed out that Islam has a calm, disciplined style that often frustrates aggressive fighters.
Even though he's going to be confident, and then there's another one when you're successful with guys that are very dominant there. When you have the success there, then all of a sudden you're like, okay, now you end up even that much better at the takedown. And then he's going to do a lot. We're actually going to get a bit of training in and that as well. Like obviously he's going to do
over there.
Hey,
you going over there?
He'll probably come over here, or maybe we'll get we'll see. I might even go over there, whatever they want. I'm happy to do whatever.
Volkanovski also spoke about JDM's physical size and how that may affect the fight. He mentioned that Islam is already very tough physically, but someone like JDM has the weight and power to push back harder than most. This is what Volk feels and makes the fight more interesting than it appears on paper. However, he added a warning: size alone cannot decide the outcome.
Jack Della is just like he's not the tallest, but he's just dead thick everywhere. So, you know, Islam is going to be a decent size even for welterweight, but he might notice a bit of a difference in size there, especially with the pressure that Jack will bring. You know, that weight behind his pressure, when you're coming forward and all that, it's just hard to, you know, to get that person on the back foot, because, you know, Jack, you won't do it, especially with his size and his confidence in his pressure.
Charles Oliveira, who knows Islam's game well from experience, gave a serious warning to JDM. Oliveira explained that Islam has a special way of shutting down creative strikers, forcing them into suffocating, uncomfortable fights. This approach has even broken down even the best fighters in the sport, and Oliveira admitted JDM has great striking, but said Islam's constant pressure, positional control, and ruthless nature could slowly wear him out.
Quem que você acha que ganha entre o Jack Della Maddalena e o Islam?
Maddalena, ele é um jogo muito complicado, porque ele é um cara que ele não vem pra te nocautear rápido, ele vem pra te finalizar, ele vem te magoando, né?
Aos poucos, né?
Aos poucos. Foi o que ele fez agora na luta contra o Bilal. Só que eu acho que o Islam vai se dar muito bem nessa categoria, né, mano? Agora vai estar muito mais forte, é um jogo que, tipo, ele gosta de agarrar e botar pra baixo. Eu acho que o Jack Maddalena fazia a mesma luta que ele fez, né? Agora contra o Bilal, batendo, movimentando, saindo, machucando, é uma luta, mas se deixar o Islam agarrar e botar pra baixo é o time.
Daniel Cormier also gave his thoughts, focusing on the wrestling battle. He explained that Islam's chain grappling and positional control would quickly drag JDM into deep waters. While DC respected JDM's striking power, he emphasized that Islam never gives you space to breathe. Once he gets his arms around you, it stops feeling like a fight and becomes a slow drowning process. Islam's coach Javier Mendes also gave his honest view. He admitted this fight will not be simple, describing JDM as calm, intelligent, and very strong in the cage. Mendes explained that their camp has a lot of respect for Jack's abilities, which is why they are preparing so carefully. He made it clear that Islam must remain focused and cautious at every single moment.
I'm going to have to 1,000,000% agree with Khabib. I think this is our toughest test, and this is Khabib, in my biggest responsibility is to make sure we get Islam on tip-top shape and ready to do what we think and we believe he will do, and that's win. But it's not going to be easy. And if we make it look easy, it's because we were properly prepared and Jack just happened to give us what we needed. But this is by no means a walkover fight. No.
Mendes also praised JDM's unpredictable style, saying he's quick, powerful, and smart with his attacks. Sometimes JDM comes in with pure boxing, other times he mixes brawling into his game, and that makes him extremely hard to prepare for, because you don't know which version will appear on fight night. To handle that, Mendes explained they're training Islam for every possible scenario.
I have our work cut out for us, and other coaches. This is not an easy task. This is a very dangerous individual, and we better come at it correctly. Otherwise, we're going to come out looking, what next? There is no next. You got to climb back the ladder.
Mendes also explained why this is not the same as JDM's fight with Belal Muhammad. Islam, by contrast, has had full time to prepare with a smart, detailed game plan. He's also the stronger grappler with proven control on the ground.
What I looked at Belal is, he stuck just to primarily one thing, was more the stand-up. And with Islam, I've always told everybody, we can switch him second for second, minute for minute, round for round. So whatever Khabib and I and the other coaches need to do, we will do, and Islam will follow our instructions. He always has. I mean, if there's one thing I can always say about Islam is that no matter what I say, Khabib says we're on the same track, we're not on the same track, he listens to us. So
he also spoke about the strengths JDM brings to the fight, and Mendes described Jack's jab as very strong, his counters as fast, and his body shots as damaging. He also said Jack uses elbows that can cut badly and change a fight's momentum.
I think what makes JDM so dangerous, number one, he's unbeaten for quite a while. Yep. He's had quite a long win streak, and the fact that this guy mixes it up extremely well. He goes to the body, to the head. He doesn't just stick head hunting. He mixes it all up. He goes body, punch, boom, and then all of a sudden a kick comes. And with him, his takedown defense is really, really good also. So we are not in a situation where we can think, we're going to go to the ground and no, we got to see what he's going to give us. And we're going to have to make him give us something, because I don't know if he's going to. He's really that good.
Khabib Nurmagomedov gave his thoughts as well. He admitted JDM is very dangerous and not someone Islam can take lightly. Although Khabib is backing Islam as always, he warned that Jack has knockout power and sharp timing. He told Islam to fight carefully and follow the game plan strictly, because one mistake can be the end of the fight. For Khabib, this could be the hardest challenge of Islam's UFC career so far, and that is not something he says lightly.
Считаю, что Мадалена самый сложный соперник в Ислама карьере. Мое мнение. Ни Чарльз, никто. Ни один из этих бойцов. И даже не Илья, если бы это бой был бы. Ну, мое личное мнение, во-первых, Мадалена 2 раза больше, чем Илья. Сопоставим. Илья. Он 2 раза больше. Он выше, больше, ноги помощные, корпус, бокс не хуже. И грэплинг, он возится очень хорошо, если вы смотрели. Ну, для меня, если я например, буду готовить Ислама против Илья или Маддалены, для меня больше будет волновать и волнует Маддалена.
Islam himself agreed with Khabib's warning. He said the main danger comes from JDM being so new in the division. Since JDM hasn't fought many of the other top fighters yet, there is very little to measure his true level against. That unpredictability makes him risky, because it is hard to prepare for something you haven't seen before.
А так просто... Почему Кhabib так говорит? Потому что это для нас какой-то новый шаг, новый вес. Перепрыгивать. Ну, мы так не делали раньше, чтобы с нижнего веса наверх перепрыгивать, потому что по-любому уже другая подготовка, спарринг, партнеры другие, много чего приходится менять сейчас. И это все так по ходу без...
Islam also has support from fighters like Dustin Poirier. Having fought Islam himself, Poirier openly said he hopes Islam wins against JDM. He believes Islam's grappling is simply too strong and his dominance too much for Jack to handle. According to Poirier, Islam's style of control leaves little room for his opponents to mount real offense. And that is why he backs him.
Islam, how does he do against JDM?
Islam at any weight does great. At 170 is going to be an adjustment, but Islam, he's going to settle into the 170 weight class fine. JDM is a terror, man. His hands, his ability to go head and body. It's a tough fight for anybody. I think Islam wins at a 170.
Another fighter, Carlos Breitz, also showed respect for Islam's skill set. At the same time, Henry Cejudo warned fans not to underestimate JDM. For him, this fight shows that even though Islam is the favorite, JDM is no easy matchup. That warning gave extra weight to the underdog's chances here.
I was thinking Jack Della Maddalena would lose. He got injury, and I was like almost 2 years without fight.
Yeah.
And then he come to different level, bro. He was like gonna be a board fight by points and things like that. But bro, what he did was really good work. He grew up a lot.
Yeah, but
he come a different level.
Yeah, but Islam is a different animal. And if there's one thing that I could say in that fight, Islam Makhachev, he gets on top of you.
Yeah.
He's a blanket, bro. Top control that Islam has in comparison to Bilal is completely different.
Paddy Pimblett also gave his reaction supporting Islam but raising new questions. He wondered what would happen to the lightweight division if Islam moved up to welterweight after this fight. That possibility sparked new conversations about who might hold the title next, what contenders would rise, and how the division might change. His words reminded fans that this fight is not just about the two men involved.
Got good takedown defense there, but Islam's a different beast, isn't he? So we'll have to see how his strength transfers up to welterweight. Main card, UFC probably won't be too happy with that, like 4 fights went to decision, but there were some good fights in there. The main event was better than I expected it was going to be, to be honest. Jack Della, new champ, he'll be fighting Islam next, I think. Let's see what happens in my division now, who ends up fighting for the belt and who ends up getting the belt. Could have big implications for my career going forward.
George Masvidal shared his opinion as well. He picked Islam to win but admitted it would not be easy. Masvidal described JDM as wild, powerful, and always moving forward. He warned that if Islam takes unnecessary risks, he could get caught badly. But he also said Islam's wrestling is the difference maker. If Islam sticks to his strengths, keeps things simple, and avoids careless mistakes.
I've seen Islam, bro. He's a big guy. He's sucking out a lot of weight to get to 55. I think he might start doing better at 70. Problem is though, Jack is special. We're gonna see just how special he is if he beats Islam Jack. #1 pound for, wow, that's impressive, you know. I'm leaning towards Islam, brother.
Oh, really?
You know, but I really think it's going to be a tough fight for him, but a great fight, man.
Jack was able to defend takedown attempts by Bilal.
Bilal has the best cardio in MMA, but Bilal doesn't have Islam's technique. Not same technique, not same. Very good, very aggressive. Bilal never stops a dog. Attack. But Islam is like smart, man. Boom, you know. Islam's level of wrestling is above. His stand-up game is improving. I don't think he could go stand-up in the beginning with Jack. Jack has way better hands, way better range, faster, stronger. But as the rounds go on later and later, he could do.
Some fans, however, were worried the fight could end up being boring like the Khamzat versus Dricus du Plessis fight. Gael Sonnen strongly disagreed with those fears. He said Islam never allows dull fights because he always brings pressure and dominance. Gael promised this fight would be high level and entertaining, with both fighters forced to push themselves, and his words reassured fans that the lightweight title bout would not disappoint. Instead, it would deliver real action and fireworks that a big championship fight deserves.
Well, I would have to stop you right there. In what fight has Islam ever taken somebody down and controlled them similar to the way Chimaev did to Dricus? Where have you seen that? Where? And I'm trying to bring the fight to my attention. Islam didn't have a very hard time taking Charles down. With that said, they only hit the ground twice. With that said, the fight was finished, which you all swear you love so much, the finishing of a fight. You swear that you love it, and that one was finished inside about 7.5 minutes. Like, where is it that wrestling got this great resurgence? And when is it that Islam got pulled into the wrestling community?
Who do you think comes out on top, Islam or JDM? Drop your prediction in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more fight breakdowns.